One question from the beginning.
Is it difficult question or easy question?
Difficult question.
Oh, I cannot answer difficult questions.
You can. You're a mathematician.
Yeah, what is the question? If it's a math problem, it's not difficult. You know, if it's not math problem, it's difficult. Yeah, what is the
like
question?
it's not a math problem. So basically, you remember you gave us some practice questions on WhatsApp, right?
Yes.
So I did not understand some of them. Can you just repeat and explain them?
Very good, very good. That's what I was expecting, you know. By asking, we will learn. By learning, we will ask. Or by teaching, we will learn. By learning, we will teach. I don't know what was the quote. I mean, if you ask, that means that you are learning something. If you don't ask, maybe everything is too easy for you or you're learning nothing, right? That's good, Murad. Of course, that's why we are meeting here, all right? You need to have a question. And if you may struggle with some questions, you may not understand, or maybe questions are too easy for me. So you need to give me some feedback, okay? So that actually accordingly, I will make some adjustment to my class. If it is too easy, we will just speed up, it will go a bit faster. If it is a bit hard, I just slow down, take a breath, right? And after that, we will continue, right? It's like you are playing a football. I don't know, what sports do you like? And personally, I play tennis and badminton or ping pong. Okay, and tennis also. Ping pong. Do you? How about tennis? Does anybody play tennis here?
A bit. I try. I like. I want to learn. Like I learn actually. On like this summer, I tried, but.
Yeah, actually, tennis is my favorite sport. I'm a tennis player. I have been playing tennis for 15 years. That's very good sport, but you should be strong. You need to run a lot, and it is not so easy. Very good. Guys, now welcome then. Let's start. Murat, actually, you just pointed very important thing here. Once again, let me just tell you, okay, this is not the math like that you learn or study at school. This is a private tuition. And you can ask any question, all right? That's why we are here. Otherwise, if you just keep silence and turn off your camera and just watch, you cannot learn much. How can you learn this? The class should be a little bit interactive. You ask, I answer. I ask, you answer, right? And after that, I give you some work. It's not homework. Let's say practice questions. You learn something. Now, to consolidate your knowledge, to make this better, you have to practice. The only way to learn math is practicing solving problems. Without solving problems, you cannot learn math. Okay? Because math means every time we have to solve a problem, right? By solving, we can improve our thinking skill. We can improve our critical thinking skill. We can improve our understanding skill, right? Okay. First, guys, I will continue where we stopped last time. Okay, after that, Murat, I will try to answer your questions. After that, if we have time, I will start teaching a topic. Okay? Good.
Yes, Mr. Do you have holidays,
Me?
Mr. Yeah, like do you like will you enjoy, 31st and the 1st of Jan, like 31st of December and 1st of January is the new year. Will we have like lessons on that days? On New Year days. No, Mr. Like
Guys,
1st January.
according to my schedule, so far I have class because as you see, our coordinator is Mr. Adalat. So far, he didn't tell me anything. That means that I'm gonna teach. If he says that I will teach, I will teach. If he say no, I don't have to teach, I will not teach. He is the one who schedule, okay? So far, he didn't say anything. That means that I am going to teach. If there is any news, you will learn from him. Number one. And about me, here we follow different calendar. All right. For me, I don't have any holiday right now. I am working every day. Okay. My holiday is in April. In Cambodia, New Year is in April. It is 2 week or 1 week holiday, because here they celebrate New Year in April, not in December.
Oh,
Okay.
but why?
So here, actually, I'm working, and according to my schedule, also I'm going to teach next week. If we get any news from Mr. Adalat, we will see. If he says that I'm not teaching, I will teach. That so far, according to this plan, I am going to teach you next week. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Okay, if you are shy, I don't know. If your internet connection is very bad, you may turn off your camera. But if possible, keep your camera on so that I can ask you. Okay, it will be more interactive, because it's just 1 hour class, right? I'm going to teach you maybe 50 minutes or 1 hour. So
Yes.
you can turn on your camera. Let's say, Murat, you're so tired, you want to take a nap. At that time, turn off your camera and sleep and come back to the class. All right, it's fine. But if you're not sleepy, if you're not so tired, keep your camera on.
Okay, I'm not so tired. I can
Because
keep my
also
camera.
I'm going to ask you a question. Otherwise, if I don't see, let's say Rifa is sleeping and I ask a question, I have to wait for 1 or 2 minutes, for example, right? So that means that's a waste of time. Okay, guys, let's continue. Last time we did a few questions from this, 4 or 5 questions, and I'm going to finish this today. Okay, and after that we will start the topic. And also, Murat, I will try to answer your questions. Here, solve the following equations. What are these equations? These are quadratic equations, right? But here, just we studied, maybe we didn't study, maybe you are going to study soon. We are supposed to solve these questions by factorization. Murat, are you so tired?
A bit. No, it's okay. It's okay.
If you're tired, drink some water or tea so that you don't feel sleepy, or do some push-up.
Okay, no, I'm not tired. I'm okay.
Good. So how do you solve this equation? Okay, so in some different way we can solve this. Let me just solve question B first, and maybe I will use these methods. Okay, for example, to solve this question, Ayan, can I ask you one question, and I'll delete this. Ayan, right? Or Ayan, how do you pronounce your name?
I am. I
Ayan,
am.
Ayan, Ayan, Ayan. If x squared is equal to 9, what is x? Yes, Ayan, I'm asking this question to you.
There's two ions, that's why I was confused.
Really?
X will be, yeah.
Oh, I see. I have just seen this. Okay, and then Ayan, I will call with your surname then. Ayan Nagizade. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, Ayan Nagizade. This question for you. If x squared is equal to 9, what is the value of x?
3.
Only 3?
It could also be -3.
Very good. So it means that x equals 3 or x equals -3. How do I know that? Usually we solve this equation like this. Here we have x squared. Take 9 to the left-hand side. Minus 9. What is 9? 9 is 3 squared. That's equal to 0. And I'm going to use this formula. What is a squared minus b squared? That's equal to a minus b and a plus b. So using this, here we have x minus 3 times x plus 3 is equal to 0. And we know that in algebra, if a times b is equal to 0, that means that a should be equal to 0 or b should be equal to 0, right? If the product of two numbers is equal to 0, at least one of them must be 0. Otherwise, this product is never 0.
But can I ask a question?
Let me finish this. First, x minus 3 should be equal to 0, or x plus 3 should be equal to 0. Now from here, what number minus 3 is equal to 0? From the first one, x should be equal to 0. Or from the second one, take 3 to the right-hand side. That is, x should be equal to -3. That's why x has two possible values. That is 3 or -3. Yes, now ask me your question.
But basically, if it's x like equals -3, as I understand, in that form, like in quadratic form, it would be -9, right?
To be minus -9, it should be in bracket, -3 in brackets.
Yes, I know, but like in general, if for example x equals -3, in quadratic form it would be x quadratic form minus, I mean, equals to -9,
Now, do you mean
right?
that? Do you mean that, Murad? If the answer is x minus 3, how do we verify? Is it the root or is it the solution of the equation or not? Let me just verify here. Is it really true or not? So if you substitute here, we have this equation, x squared is equal to 9. Here I'm claiming that -3 squared will be equal to 9. So if you substitute here, what we have here, -3 squared, right, is equal to, how do we calculate this? Let me just write this from a little bit left hand side. Here we have -3 squared. And by the definition, what does squared mean? It means -3 should be multiplied by itself, right? -3 times -3, that's equal to 9. Is 9 equal to 9? Yes, left hand side 9. On the right hand side we have 9. That means that it is the correct solution. Do you mean
Yeah.
this?
Yes, I get it. Yes, I get it now.
Okay. Anyway, guys, what I'm trying to say here is I am going to use this idea to solve these equations. Okay. Now, let me just copy this, and after that, because I don't want to delete everything here. Okay. So I'm just going to use the same method to solve this question B. Okay. So look, how can I use that method? First, take this 9 to the right hand side. What we have here, 16 x minus 1 squared. Now on the right hand side we have 9. But actually, because I just added 9 to both sides, it does not change the solution of the equation. Now, as you see here, the expression is multiplied by 16. Let's divide both sides by 16, right? We know that when you're solving the equation, these rules are very important. I can add the same number to both sides. I can divide both sides by the same number. It's like, for example, let's say if A is equal to B, then actually I can just multiply both sides by C. It does not change anything. And I can divide both sides by C. Again, it does not change anything. Of course, the C should not be equal to 0. Or I can just add the same thing to both sides, right? Again, it does not change anything. Doesn't change means still the left-hand side will be equal to the right-hand side, right? And also number 4, I can subtract the same thing from both sides. It's like we have a scale, right? If you just put the same mass on both ends of the scale, still it balances, right? It does not change. The equation means something like that. So here, if you divide both sides by 16, what do we have here? Here we have x minus 1 squared. On the right hand side, I have 9 over 16. Okay. Now, Murad, this question is for you. It is something very similar to the previous one, right? It is something like this. Here we have x squared is equal to 9. But instead of x here, we have x minus 1. Okay. So if I just write here x minus 1 is equal to what? Can you just tell me is equal to what?
It will be equal to 0, no?
Let me just ask you here. If x squared is equal to, let's say, a is positive. What is x? It is plus minus square root of a, right? Why? Because if you substitute here, for example, for x, what does it mean? If I substitute square root of a squared, what is it? Is equal to a. Is a equal to a? That's correct. And how about if I substitute minus square root of a for x and evaluate this? -1 squared, it is 1. Square root of a squared, that's equal to a. As you see here, square root of a or minus square root of a, if you just square them, it gives us the same result. That means that this x minus 1 is equal to plus minus square root of 9 over 16. Okay. Again, in different actually approach. Again, we are just solving this equation. Here we have x minus 1 squared minus, take 9 over 16 to the left hand side. What is 9 over 16? I can write it as 3 over 4 squared, right? Rifa, is it right?
Mister,
Okay,
to
good.
be honest, I don't really understand this. Like, I don't understand this really good.
Okay, no
Because
problem. Murad, no problem. If you don't understand, I will explain one by one, okay? Let me just finish this and we will get back to the topic, okay? Let me just finish this. Even you don't understand, just keep listening, Murad. Then I will teach you one by one everything. Because since we just came until here, let me finish this. So now here we have something squared minus something squared, okay? So again, I'm just using this formula here. If we have a squared minus b squared, that's equal to a minus b times a plus b, right? I'm just going to use this. For capital A, here we have x minus 1. For capital B, we have 3 over 4. So how can I write this? How can I use this formula to factorize this expression? I can just express as x minus 1, that's capital A, right? Here we have capital A, and this one is capital B, minus, what is capital B? That is 3 over 4 times, now we have capital A, that is x minus 1. Now here we have plus 3 over 4. On the right hand side, we have 0. What did I do here? I have just factorized this expression, right? So now if you simplify, x, what is minus 1 minus 3 over 4? That's equal to minus 4 plus 3, that is 7 over 4 times x. How about minus 1 plus 1 over 3? I mean 3 over 4. Let me just evaluate here. Minus 1 plus 3 over 4. That's equal to minus 4 over 4 plus 3 over 4. And minus 4 plus 3, that's equal to negative 1 over 4. So here we have minus 1 over 4. Okay. Here we have minus 1 over 4 is equal to 0. So something is multiplied by something that's equal to 0. Again, I'm just using that one. If A times B is equal to 0, that means that A should be equal to 0 or B should be equal to 0. Otherwise, if you multiply two non-zero number, it's never equal to 0. Using that fact or logic here, that x minus 7 over 4 must be equal to 0, or x minus 1 over 4 should be equal to 0. So now if you just solve this, what is x? From the first equation, x equals 7 over 4. Because 7 over 4 minus 7 over 4 is equal to 0. And how about the second one? X minus 1 over 4. So x should be 1 over 4. That's why it has two solutions. Anyway, Murat, I got it. Okay, no problem. So now we are going to start our topic then. It was just revision. So I'm going to teach these things now one by one. Okay. So I'm closing this. I think that much practice is enough from this test. Okay. So Murad, actually, this chapter is all about those things. Okay, I was just testing. Can you do that or not? If you're having difficulty, then I should start from here. We are going to learn very basic algebra here. Okay, because without learning algebra, you cannot solve a lot of problems. If you understand algebra, using algebra, we can solve a lot of problems. I mean, when I say problem, I don't mean only mathematical problem. This problem may be in physics. This problem may be in chemistry or biology or business or economics. Okay. And all of these actually subjects, actually a lot of problems are solved using algebra. That's why we need to have some very, fundamental at least knowledge about algebra so that we can use it to solve the problems. Okay, what is it? Rifa, can you read the name of the topic?
Yes, expansion and factorization of algebraic expressions.
Okay, Rifa, you know what does expansion mean?
Expansion, it's dividing, I guess. Not
No.
not divide, but I can't explain
Okay. And Murad, how about factorization? What does factorization mean?
So basically, I think it's a method of solving expressions or no.
Okay. Ayan Nagizade, what does factorization mean?
It's kind of hard to explain, but basically you're simplifying things by taking the common factor out of the brackets.
Okay. Yeah, I think you have some idea. You did a lot of examples. Okay, we are going to talk about this kind of stuff. Okay. Factorization means, guys, it is writing an algebraic expression as a product of simpler algebraic expressions. Okay. For example, you learn maybe in grade 2, I mean 3, 4, 5, 6. If you are given, for example, 32, not 32, let's say 35. Can I factorize this number? We just call it with this number. We just say that factor this number. That means that can I write this number as a product of smaller numbers, right? We can just write it as 5 times 7, for example. And how about can I factorize 12? But we don't say for numbers, we say just factor. What are the factors of 12? Or can I factor this number? That means that can I write this number as a product of smaller numbers? I can write it as maybe 2 times 6, right? I can write it as maybe 3 times 4. And how about for algebraic expression? And also we are going to learn how to express an algebraic expression as a product of simpler algebraic expressions. In the previous example, that is what we did. We were given quadratic expression. First, we have to factorize it, and after that, solve this, right? So to be able to solve this equation, first we have to factorize. And how about expansion? Expansion means if you are given an algebraic expression with brackets, parentheses, or braces, so we have to clear the brackets and simplify. That is what we mean by expansion. Okay. This expansion and factorization, these are opposite operations. First, if you expand this, and after that, we have to factorize this to actually, how to say, return to, for example, let me just give one example. Here we have, let's say, 3 times x plus y, right? If I expand this, I will get here. That means that I need to clear the brackets. So what we get here? 3x plus 3y. So if I say expand, you will do this operation. Now I have this algebraic expression. If I say factorize this algebraic expression, what do I mean by this? Can you write it as a product of simpler algebraic fractions? Then I just write here 3x plus 3y. As Ayan said here, what is the common factor? Common factor is 3. So here we have x plus y. So here we are going to learn these two things. Number one is how to remove the brackets and simplify the algebraic expression. That is called expansion, all right? And if you are given algebraic expression, how can we write it as a product of simpler algebraic expression? So here we are going to learn these two things. So these are the subtopics actually: expansion of algebraic expressions, perfect squares, and blah, blah, blah. So let's start with the first one today. So now I am going to start with very simple property here. Okay, we call this distributive law. So assume that A times B plus C. So how can I expand this? Actually, first to expand this, I need to multiply this A by B and A by C. So here we have A times B plus A times C, right? So if I just apply this rule to these questions, guys, if possible, please turn on your camera because I'm going to do these questions with you. Okay, Ayan Nagizada, let's start with you. Rifa, you will do question B. And Murad, you will do example the question A. Ayan, you will do question B, example 2. Ayan, can you expand and simplify this? Just tell me, I'll write it down here.
Okay, so it will be 4x plus 6 plus 5x minus 20.
Now simplify. Ayan, how do you call these terms, this 4x and 5x? How do you call these terms?
Like terms?
Very good. So simplify means we need to collect like terms, right? We have like terms and we have unlike terms. When can we collect like terms? Collecting like terms means either we have to add their coefficients or subtract their coefficients. Ayan, what is a coefficient?
I'm not sure how to explain
It
it.
is a numerical part of algebraic term. For example, let's say 5x, right? What is it? It is an algebraic term. What is the numerical part? This 5, right? This 5 is the coefficient. Minus 3x squared. What is the coefficient of x squared? The numerical part, it is negative 3. Coefficient means numerical part of an algebraic term. Okay, very good. Anyway, Ryan, let's continue. Simplify this. Tell me just tell me the answer.
9x minus 14.
So 4x plus 5x, 9x, 6 minus 20, it is minus 14. Rifa, next question.
Okay. So it will be negative 6x plus, no, minus 20, 12, I mean, yeah, 12.
12.
Yes, minus 2x plus 10.
Okay. Now we have to simplify it.
Yeah, it will be negative 8x minus 2.
Very good. Murat, your turn.
Yes, mister.
Yes. Can you
Okay.
do question A?
So, yeah, 2x square,
Very good.
2 x
Plus, plus, right?
plus 2xy, yeah, plus 2xy,
Plus what?
2xy.
Why? What is 2 times 2?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh yes, 4xy. I'm sorry.
4xy. Okay.
Yeah.
And next?
Plus 6x2.
Squared.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just yes. So and minus 6.
What is 3
Um,
times 3, Murat? 3 times 3?
I'm so sorry. 9xy. I'm really
Okay.
sorry.
Okay. No problem. Just continue. Now, what are the like terms? Here we have 2x squared, 6x squared, right?
6x squared.
Like terms. So 2 plus 6, that is 8x.
8x squared.
And here we have 4xy, 9xy. They are like
Yeah.
terms. What is 4 minus 9?
Minus 5.
Minus 5xy.
5xy.
Okay.
XY,
Ayan,
yes.
your turn. Next. Ayan, what's your surname? Ayan, number 2. Are you there?
Maybe, but what Ayan are you saying? Like which Ayan? Nagizade?
No, not Ayan Nagizadeh. The second Ayan. Only I can see her name. Maybe she's not there. We have more students here. I think only 4. Okay. All right. Ayan Nagizadeh, then let's get back to you. How about question B?
It will be minus 3AH
Okay.
minus 3AK
Okay.
minus 8AH
Okay.
plus 20AK.
Okay. Now let's simplify them.
Minus 11AH
Minus 11AH. Very good.
and 17AK plus 17AK.
Plus 17AK. Very good. So guys, now we just multiplied only one number or one variable by algebraic expression. How about if we have 2? At the time, first I had to distribute this A over C and this A over D, right? So we will have here A times C plus A times D. And here we have B times C and B times D. So that is BC plus BD. What did we do here? Expansion. We just expanded this algebraic expression. And how about the second one? Again, just in this way. Here, A times C, A times D, A times E, right? And after that, B times C, B times D, B times E. So here we have AC plus AD plus AE. And the multiplying the second term by each, here we have BC plus BD plus BE. Okay, let's just do this quickly, guys. These are very simple examples, just warm up. That's why we should do this fast. Ayan, Rifa, I think we stop at you.
Yes, okay. It will be a square
Okay,
plus 4a
all right.
plus 3a plus 12.
Okay, now simplify it quickly.
Okay, it will be a square plus 8a, oh, I mean 7a, 7a
Okay,
plus 12. That's it.
okay. Murat, next.
Sure, Mr. Okay, so it will be 2d square.
Okay,
Like plus 4de.
okay,
Then again like plus 3ed.
3DE. Let's write this in alphabetical order. Always write in alphabetical order. Okay, continue.
Plus like and 6 e square.
Okay, okay, Murat, let's simplify this quickly. How many like
Yes,
terms do we have? These are like terms, right?
Can I do it by
So that is
myself? Okay.
2D squared, yes.
2d square plus 7de plus 6 e square.
Okay. Ayan Nagizade. Ayan, the second Ayan, are you there? Say something. Okay, Ayan Nagizade, let's continue with you. Let's do it quickly. Guys, now we are just doing this, okay, but usually this part, okay, you should do this mentally and just write the answer. Next time, you should just write immediately this answer, okay? But now we are just practicing, that's why I'm writing this. But usually when you're solving this part, you should do this step mentally. Yes, Ayan Nagizade. Question C.
X squared plus 5yx minus 2xy minus 10y squared.
Okay, let's simplify this.
X squared plus 3xy minus 10y squared.
Very good, very easy. The last one, Rifa.
Okay, it will be 6x squared plus 4xy plus 2x minus 3xy minus 2y squared and minus y.
Okay, now let's simplify this. Let's just find the like terms. Do we have any x squared? No. So here we have 6x squared, right? Do we have xy?
Yes.
Here we have xy,
Yes,
here we
y.
have xy. 4 minus
be
3,
one.
so here we have plus xy, right? How about x? We don't have any x, so here we have plus 2x. And how about y? No, it is minus y. And here we have minus 2y squared. So what we have done here is we have just expanded the given algebraic expression, right? And after that, simplify. All right. How about this one? As you see here now, we have expand this, and after that, again, we have to simplify. So Murad, it's your turn. Let's just do here, question A, and let me just change my marker color. So using different color is more attractive, I guess.
One second, Mr.
Yes, Murad.
Yes, Mr. So x plus no x squared, just x squared for now.
Murad, can you just do this and tell me the answer? Okay, what is it?
Okay, so x square plus plus no minus 4x.
No, that middle part, Murad, can you do this mentally now? So if you multiply 5 by x, it is 5x minus 4 times x minus 4x. Their sum is plus x. Did you get it?
Yes, I got it. Okay,
Good,
yes, I got
good.
it.
So now here we have minus 20 minus, And expand the second one.
X, okay. Again, x square.
Okay.
Or just give me a second. So it will be minus 1x.
Very
No,
good. We
minus
just say
6.
x, right? One
Yeah,
x
yeah, I'm
means
sorry.
just x. Okay.
And 15.
2 times negative 3.
I'm sorry. I thought it's 2 times 3 times 5. So it will be 6. Sure.
Negative 6,
Minus
right?
6. Minus 6 here.
Okay,
I'm
good.
sorry.
Let
I'm
me just
just
remove the brackets quickly, and after that we will simplify. X squared plus x minus 20. But in front of this, we have negative, right? That means negative means we have negative 1. So negative 1 times x squared. Here we have negative x squared. Negative 1 times negative 1, it is positive 1. And negative 1 times negative 6, that is positive x. So that's equal to x squared minus x squared. That's equal to 0. And x plus x, here we have 2x, and negative 20 plus 6, Murad. What is it?
negative 20 plus 6. It will be 40.
Negative 14.
Yeah, negative 20 plus 6. Yeah, negative 40.
Okay. Ayan Nagizade, it's your turn again. Let's do this.
It will be 2x squared plus xy
Okay.
minus 4xy minus 2y squared.
Okay.
And
Ayan, here, can you just expand this? Also, just keeping this minus in mind, okay? First, expand, also multiply by negative 1, all right? Let's do it.
minus 15x squared plus 20xy.
You mean 12?
Yes, 12.
Okay, 12xy
Minus 5xy
okay.
plus 4y squared.
Very good, very good. As you see here in this question, we should be a little bit careful, right? First, we have to expand. Also, in front of this, we have negative 1. Also, we should multiply by negative 1. Now, Ayan, let's simplify this. Do we have any x squared? Yes, here we have 2x squared, and here we have negative 15x squared. Anything else? No. So 2 minus 15. So here we have negative 13x squared. How about xy's? Here we have xy, here we have xy, and here we have xy, here we have xy. So xy minus 4, that is minus 3, minus 3 minus 15, it is minus 18, minus 18 minus 5, so here we have minus 23xy. Okay, we are done with xy's. How about y? Here we have negative 2y squared, and here we have positive 4y squared. So their sum is plus 2y squared, right? As you see here in our final expression, we do not have any like terms. So that means that the algebraic expression is in its simplest form. Rifa, everything's okay?
Yes, it is.
Good. Guys, let's continue. How about if we have also these squares? Rifa, can you do question A?
Okay, it will be x cube.
Okay.
Yes. Plus x5.
Plus 5x.
I mean, yeah, 5x.
Is 5x
Plus
or 5x squared? 5x squared, right? Because x squared times 5, right?
Oh, yeah, yes, you're right.
Okay.
Plus 2x plus 10.
Okay. We don't have any like terms, so we have nothing to do. Murad, can you expand the second one, question B?
Yes, mister. So 2 no wait 210.
So what is
10
2x squared times 5x?
Yeah, 10x square
10x cubed.
cubed. Yeah, of course. Yes, 10x cubed and plus no minus. I'm sorry.
Minus.
8x cubed. No, not cubed, squared.
Okay.
Then 3x plus 15 x squared Yeah,
Okay,
I know.
15x squared.
And minus 12x.
Okay,
Then to 10 plus 10x
all right.
and minus 8.
All right. Guys, as you see, actually these operations are not difficult. Ayan, Rifa, Murat, Ayan number two, I don't know what's her surname. Here, important thing is, okay, not just knowing. Knowing is not enough. Can you think fast? Can you can you work fast? That is important because now we are living in a world, everything is limited, right? And who has infinite amount of money? We don't have. Who has infinite amount of time? Everything is limited. In one day, we have 24 hours. In 1 year, we have 365 days. Maybe every person lives about 60, 70, maybe 80, 100 years, right? If you're doing business, your amount of money is limited. So what is the important thing? Can we just do everything in the fastest possible way? Okay, that's why, Murad, to do these things fast, we have to practice more and more problems. I know, Ayan, Rifa, you know how to do the things, but can you do fast? That actually shows you're different from other students, okay? And that's why to do these things fast, you have to practice more and more questions and try to do questions fast, okay? Good. Now let's continue. 10x cubed, we don't have any like terms, so here I should just write 10x cubed. How about x squared? Minus 8x squared plus 15, it is 7x squared. That's all, plus 7x squared. And negative 12x plus 10x, that is negative 2x. And here we have only one constant number, that is a. That's done. So we have just
Can you again
expanded
please
this algebraic expression. Yes, Rifa, what did you say?
can you again please explain like terms and unlike terms? I didn't really understand it.
Like terms means first you should understand algebraic term, right? What is algebraic term? It is a term which is obtained by multiplying variables and the numbers, right? For example, let's say 5x, algebraic term, right? And
Yes.
7xy, algebraic term. For example, let's say 3x squared y, algebraic term, 8a, algebraic term, and the 7b, algebraic term, right? By adding or subtracting algebraic terms, we obtain algebraic expression. Okay, all right, algebraic expression this. Now, when actually two algebraic terms are like terms, if their variable parts are the same, we call them like terms. For example, 2x and 7x. Look at the variable part. Variable part is only x, right? They contain the same variable. So these are like terms. For example, minus 3y and the 11y. Are they like terms? Look at this. Here we have only y, so only y. So also they are like terms. For example, 2xy squared and 23xy squared. Look at actually this, what is it? Variable part, xy squared, xy squared. So if variable part is the same, we call them like terms. Because like terms, we can add or subtract. If they are unlike terms, we cannot do anything. How about unlike terms? 2x, 3y. Maybe this x represents apples, this y pears. If I say, Rifa, how many, if you have 2 apples and 3 pears, can you just say that I have 5 apples? You cannot, right? Can you just say that I have 5 pears? Because those things are different. They are not like terms. It is something like this. Okay,
I understand.
guys, let's continue. Now we will talk about perfect squares and difference of two squares. This is two terms that you're going to see a lot. Okay, in primary, maybe grade 5 or grade 6 or maybe grade 4, you learn about square numbers, right? Square numbers. Aya Nagizada, what is a square number? Can you give me some examples?
For example, 9 is a square number because it has square root of 3.
Very good. So simply, what is a square number?
It's a number multiplied by itself.
Very good. Or simply, a square of a natural number is called square number, right? So a square of a natural number, we call this square number. What are those numbers? For example, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49. I can continue. These numbers are square numbers. Why? Because 49, I can write it as a square of a natural number, 7 squared. And 100, I can write it as 10 squared. And 121, for example, I can write it as 11 squared. Also, like this in algebra, we call this perfect square if the algebraic expression is the square of another algebraic expression. So usually, as you see here, we have a plus b times a plus b, right? So definition by if I have something like a times a in very compact form, how can I write this? I can write it as a squared, right? So if you just expand this, we know how to expand. A times a, it is a squared. A times b plus ab, and b times a, it is also ab, and b times b squared. Now if you simplify this, here we have a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so that means that here a plus b squared is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. That means that if you see any expression, if it is like this, we call this a perfect square. Why? Because it is a square of an algebraic expression. This one we can write it as a plus b squared. Okay, and also here we have a minus b times a minus b. That's also perfect square because here we have the square of the algebraic expression. What is our algebraic expression here? It is a minus b, right? A is one term and b is another term, and that's just the difference of two terms. We call this algebraic expression. So now again, if you expand this, a times a, it is a squared, and a times negative b, it is negative ab. Negative b times a, that is negative ab, and negative b times negative b, that is positive b squared. Now if you simplify this, what we got here? A squared, negative ab, negative ab, so that's negative 2ab, and plus b squared, right? That means that, Mr. Rifah, if you see any algebraic expression in this form, we call this a perfect square. I can just write it as a square of one algebraic expression. How about the third one? Let me just change the color so that Rifah will not fall asleep. I know you are tired, Rifah, but if you're tired, sometimes I tell my students when I'm teaching, if you feel tired, okay, just ask a question. Okay, you don't, not tired, let's say bored or sleepy, ask a question. It doesn't have to be related to math. Anything, okay, for example, Rifa, can you ask me one question that is not related to, to this lesson? Ask me one question. What question would you ask?
I have no idea. Like, for how many years you're teaching math?
Okay, very good question. Aya Nagizada, what question would you ask?
What's your favorite color?
Very good. Murat, how about you?
When have you started playing tennis?
Very good question. Very good question. That's very interesting question. When did I start teaching? Playing tennis. If you mean at what age or when? When I started playing tennis in 2005.
Oh, wow. That's a long time ago.
Okay, let me just give you a break. Okay, 2 minutes. After that, we will continue. And during this break time, I will tell you about how I started playing tennis. Okay, I am from, where am I from? Ayan Nagizade, do you know?
Cambodia? I'm guessing.
No, you're from Uzbekistan, right?
Yeah, Murat, you are right. I am from Uzbekistan. I am Uzbek. Okay, but Ayan Nagizada, I am living in Cambodia. I have been living here since 2004, more than 16 years. Not only in Cambodia, I live in Malaysia, I live in Myanmar, also it's near Thailand. I lived in Thailand. Now I am living in Cambodia. And usually I also actually used to travel in Malaysia because my brother lives in Malaysia. And also I studied in Malaysia. Still, I'm doing some research in Malaysia. Anyway, guys, I studied in Uzbekistan and finished my university. After that, I moved to Malaysia in 2004 to do my master's degree. Until that time, I had no much idea about tennis. When I came to this country, maybe you know here, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, and Vietnam is some part is cold, but Cambodia and Myanmar, these countries are, what is it? Hot countries. It's always hot. Now maybe in Azerbaijan it's cold for you, but here for me, it is very hot. Without air con, I cannot stay in the room. Okay, so with air conditioner, I feel a bit cold. So if you go outside, it's very hot. It's always above 25. I mean, the whole year, I just wear only t-shirt. I never wear jacket here. I mean, for 16 years, I didn't see winter. Anyway, at the time I came here, it is hot, and I saw some people playing tennis, and I was teaching at international school, and they had a tennis court. I was really interested in tennis, and I started learning tennis. I just made a contact with one professional tennis player. I asked him to teach me, and after that, I started learning, and I like this a lot. Since 2005, I have been playing tennis and non-stopping that. I always play. Sometimes I play tennis every day. And we have a club near our house here. Because why? As you see, as I told you, this country is always hot. It's never cold. Over the temperature is about 25. I mean, without air con, you cannot stay in the room most of the time. Without air con, I cannot teach any class. There must be at least 2-3 air cons so that you can survive. Otherwise, it's hot here. And that's why that means that always you can play tennis. Maybe in Azerbaijan it is cold. Good. And Rifat, what was the question, Rifat?
How, like until when did you started teaching math?
Okay, I started teaching math in 1999.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I have been teaching math since it is almost 21 years. And Aya Nagizada, what color? What's your favorite color? My favorite color depends on what, right? If you're talking about trees, I like green. If you're talking about cars, I like a light blue. If you're talking about telephone, I like black color. If you're talking about, for example, t-shirt, I like light colors. It depends on what. Okay, good, good. Guys, let's continue. We have 5 more minutes. I know you are tired, and I will finish after this, okay? So here, a plus b, a minus b, right? If you just expand this, a times a, here we have a squared. A times negative b, here we have negative ab. B times a, here we have plus ab. B times minus b, that is minus b squared. As I see here, a plus b times a minus b, these two terms, they cancel each other because their signs are opposite. So here we have a squared minus b squared. Now, Mr. Murad, what do you see here? We see the difference of two squares, right? That's what we are talking about here, difference of two squares. Here we have the square of a, and here we have the square of b, and here we have minus. So here we have the difference of two squares, okay? So now let's just practice a few questions regarding them, and we will finish the class. And what I have here, we have here the perfect square, right? 2x plus 3y squared. And we have just already did this here. It's always in this form. Now we have a shortcut. You know how to expand, but can we do this in a faster way? So since we have a formula here, I'm going to use this. 2x squared. So here we have 4x squared. And 2 times a times b, 2 times 2x times 3y, 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 3, it is 12. X times y, here we have xy, plus 3y squared, that is 9y squared, right? I have just expanded this. And how about here, 5x minus 3y squared? In the formula, we have 25x squared, minus, because here we have minus 2 times 5x times 3y, 5 times 3 is 15, 2 times 15 is 30xy, and plus 3y squared, that is 9y squared. And the last one, what we have here, as you see here, we have a plus b minus a minus b. When we have this one, as you see, the formula is, what is it? A squared minus B squared. So I can just write here A squared. What is 3x squared? That is 9x squared minus, how about B squared? That is 4y squared. These are all expansions. We are just expanding algebraic expressions. So use algebraic identities to evaluate the following. Okay, guys, this is the last slide, the last example. Let's do this. I will finish today's class. Okay, now you have to practice these questions. I will just share in WhatsApp. Rifa, are you in WhatsApp group?
Yes, I am.
Ayan Nagizade, how about you?
No, Rifah isn't in WhatsApp group.
I am. I am.
You are?
Yeah, but it's not my phone. It's my mother's phone.
Oh.
Okay, good. Ayan Nagizade, you are also in the group?
No, I'm not. I didn't even know it existed.
Ayan, do you have
Yeah,
smartphone? Do you use a smartphone, or your parents, or do you ever use WhatsApp?
Yeah, I use my own.
Ayan, then you should just say, hi, Mr. Qasim, I am Ayan Nagizade, 8A. Just write it, okay? I will add it to the group. And this is my number. Here we have, okay. Here it is plus 85595982881. Okay, in the chat box, Ayan, who doesn't have this, you should say, hi, enter, I am Ayan Nagizade, 8A, because your class is, guys, 8A. Okay, so 8A, and I will add you to the group. You will receive all practice questions from this group. Okay, I will just share this. You have to practice, and also I will provide the answers. You have to solve the questions and check the answer. If you get the right answer, it's okay. But if your answer is different from the answer sheet, and you have to bring those questions to the class. Mr. Qasim, I solved this, but I got a different answer. Actually, is your solution wrong, or the answer is wrong in the book? Okay, because in this way, if possible, try to solve as many questions as possible, because now I heard that you're on holiday, you have a lot of time. Anyway, let's guys continue. Use algebraic identities to evaluate the following. Using algebra, we can do a lot of problems, especially this kind of things, without using a calculator. Especially if you're participating in the Olympiad, you must know the things. So A, here we have 201 and 199, right? How do we calculate this? 201, I can just write it as 200 plus 1 times, and how about 199? I can write it as 200 minus 1. Now what we have here? Here we have A plus B, A minus B. We know the formula, right? That's equal to 200 squared minus 1. And what is 200 squared? That is just 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you just subtract 1, what we got here? 40,000 minus 1. That's equal to 39,999. As you see here, without any calculator multiplication, we have just calculated this. And how about question B, 797 squared? Ayan Nagizade, what do you suggest here? How can we calculate this?
I'm not sure.
As I say here, we have 797, right? If I just add 3 to this number, we will have 800. Multiplying something by 800 is quite easy. So I will just do this thing. How about if I just subtract 3 squared and add 3 squared? It does not change the value of this number, right? So from here, how about the first two terms? I can write it as a squared minus b squared. So that's equal to 797. Sorry, 797 plus 3 times 797 minus 3. And here we have plus 9, which is equal to 797 plus 3. What is it? Is equal to 800 times 797 minus 3. That's equal to 794. and plus 9. Actually, here we have, I can calculate this, but okay. Anyway, let's just do this, and then maybe here we have 8 times 4, 32. Okay, we have to multiply this. How about, can we use a little bit different methods? 797. Okay. Is 800.
Mr. Can we leave?
Okay.
Mr. Can we leave?
Yes. Let me, yes. 800. I can just write it as 800 minus 6 and plus 9. Okay, just using algebra. 800 times 800, that is 6400000. Minus 800 times 6, that is 4800 plus 9. Now, if you just subtract 640,000 minus 4,800, it's getting complicated. I think I should just multiply directly. Okay. So equals, because the last two digits will be 0, 0. That's why the last digit will be 9 when we just add 9, right? 8 times 4, 32. Here we have 2. We have 3 here. 8 times 9, 72. With this 3, it is 75. We have 7 now. And 8 times 7, 56. With this 7, it is 63. Okay. That is at least much easier than squaring this number. There must be different method. Next time, let's say I will show you another method. How about the last one? I can just write it as 39 squared plus, how about 78? We can write it as 2 times 1 times 39. And how about 1? We can write it as 1 squared. As I see here now, it is in the perfect square form. So we can just write it as 39 plus 1 squared, which is equal to 40 squared, and 4 squared is 16, and here we have 2 zeros. Okay.
Okay, Mr. I see.
This B, guys, that's your homework. Can you just solve this in different way and easier way? Okay, and also we will discuss this next time. For this
Okay, Mr.
week,
Wait. Can I
that's
make a
enough.
photo?
Yes. Yes, Aya Nagizada. You have a question?
Why do you have to multiply 39 by 2 and by 1?
I'm just showing here is, it is in this form. Here we have a squared plus 2 times a times b plus b squared. And what is a here? Our a is 39. And what is b here? B is equal to 1. Right? So here we have 39 times 1. And you don't have to write this ion, of course, when you're calculating this. Here, just I'm showing this, okay? Here we have 1. But when you are solving this, you know that we have 1 because I can write 2 as 2 times 1, right? So immediately you can just calculate this. I'm just explaining here. Of course, when you are solving problems, you should do a lot of steps mentally. Otherwise, we cannot solve questions fast. Okay? Guys, any questions?
No.
Okay, then thank you very much. If you're not in WhatsApp group, I have already shared the telephone numbers. So just say hi, your name, surname, and 8A. I will add you
Okay.
to the group. I will send you some exercises. Try to solve those questions until next week. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend. See
Bye.
you.
Thank you for the lesson.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, have a nice weekend.
You too. Thank you.